Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm filming a anti-haul video. I missed out on my August anti-haul and I haven't filmed my September anti-haul yet, so I figured I have a bit of time. Let me roast some makeup because that is always so much fun. Usually I have notes made because I really try to cover the anti-haul products from the month prior that I didn't want to buy or I thought was ugly or whatever, But today I'm just going to go kind of off the cuff. We'll see how it goes. I'll tell you guys some of my thoughts on these like newer products I had no interest in buying. I know sometimes it's fun to break up the new with the products I actually passed on. So if that sounds interesting to you, just keep watching. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Karen Harris. I like to film tan girl friendly makeup videos here on my channel. Occasionally, every month, I like to throw in an anti-haul because there are some products I do pass on, surprisingly. I also have an anti-haul playlist because I've been filming this now basically for the last 2 years. And I think it's so fun to talk about the makeup I didn't buy as well. So I usually focus on eyeshadow palettes. If all of that sounds interesting to you, highly recommend subscribing. And without further blabbering, let's get into it because I have a feeling there's a lot of products that I am going to be talking about. So I'm just going to use Trend Mood because why not? And I'm just starting off on September 30th and I'm just going to go backwards until there's things that I run out of. And I'm going to try and talk about like bigger launches just because I feel like this video is going to be pretty long because I didn't do 2 months. So we're going to try and cram in 2 months worth of products. And you guys know the makeup industry does not sleep. So the first thing I'm going to anti-haul is this collection from ColourPop. This isn't even their latest launch. They've already announced one that's coming out this week. They had something launched last week. We'll cover that in our October anti-haul video. But for September, we're anti-hauling the Orchid collection by ColourPop. I know a lot of people have had their eye on this collection. They're really in love with it. So this includes a new monochromatic 9-pan eyeshadow palette, some lippy sticks, some color sticks, and a pressed powder blush, as well as a Soul Body shimmer body powder. So this is already available and it's beautiful. I think the color story is really pretty, and honestly the palette does have a beautiful color story. I don't know why this is reminding me of the palette I just used today, but I just used the Magnific eyeshadow palette. This is the holiday palette from Sigma Beauty, and it's definitely giving me the vibes of this Orchid palette, so even more reasons not to buy it. Also, I've been pretty good about not buying ColourPop recently. Like there were a few collections there where they really got me. I think the last thing I bought from ColourPop is their It's a Mood palette just because I thought that was beautiful. I'm lying. I bought the Hocus Pocus palette because I had an Ulta code. So I decided to get it because it actually has a really pretty green in it that I wanted to play with. So anyway, I digress. Either which way, it was an easy pass for me because I definitely don't need that color story in my life. Next is the Matrix X Revolution collab. So there's a Trinity Luxe shadow palette, a Morpheus Luxe shadow palette, a Neo shadow palette, Prophecy lip set, Simulation lip set, System Failure liquid eyeliner. There's a bunch of other stuff. So let's talk about the eyeshadow palettes. This one eyeshadow palette with the green color story is very pretty. Everything else is kind of neutral. And then there's like the blue pill, red pill palettes. I don't know if that's one palette. It looks like it is actually. And then there's like a book opening type situation. I don't know. I think I like the idea of this collection. I like that they did a collaboration with The Matrix because I don't know. I feel like so much makeup is like foofy Disney princess collab. So this is kind of cool, but it's an easy pass for me because I don't really buy anything from Makeup Revolution anymore. Another collection that's an easy pass is this new holiday collection from MAC Cosmetics. They did like a hypnotic theme that's also Christmas. I can't remember what this collection is called, but I know it's something hypnotizing related. So they've got these eyeshadow palettes, they've got highlighters, they've got lipsticks, all of the things. And I know a lot of people really covet collecting MAC holiday collections, and I think that's awesome. I definitely used to be very interested in them back in the day, but I can look at this and easily pass on it. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Next anti-haul product is this new matte lipstick collection from Makeup by Mario. I totally understand that he needed to do some lipsticks. That totally makes sense. He's a newer brand and it's part of the product category line that he should definitely be expanding into. I think he's got some beautiful shades. There's 20 shades. $24 is a little bit more than what I want to spend on a lipstick, so it's an easy pass for me, but I do think it's a beautiful collection, and I think it totally makes sense for his brand. Okay, next thing I'm anti-hauling is another MAC collection. This is the MAC Cosmetics Rosalia Haute Couture collection. So there's a highlighter palette, a eyeshadow palette, some nail decals, some nail polishes, some liquid lipsticks, and some other lipsticks. So it's a pretty big collection. I remember thinking like the price point was kind of higher than what I'm used to with MAC. Like the Extra Dimension Skin Finish palette was $60, which I mean, I guess that's not bad because you're getting 4 shades. So that's cool, but I don't need any of these things, so it's an easy pass for me. I'm also passing on Kylie Baby. She launched a baby line of care products. So there's a moisturizing lotion, bubble bath, gentle shampoo, gentle conditioner, fragrance-free, hyperallergenic, sulfate-free, paraben-free, la-di-da-di-da. And I mean, I feel like this would be interesting for me to review, especially with a baby on the way, but I really don't want to give Kylie my money unless it's something I'm like really, really drawn to. I just watched Laura Lee's video on Kylie Swim, and that was an entertaining video. If you guys are looking for some reviews on Kylie's swimwear line, I would highly recommend checking out Laura Lee's video. Okay, next thing I'm anti-hauling, another easy one for me to anti-haul is the Simpsons Treehouse Horror Collection with Makeup Revolution. So again, this was another big collection. I saw this whole collection at my local Ulta, and I mean, it's cute, but it's definitely not something I wanted to purchase for myself. So easy pass on that. Next, we have the Monochromatic Palettes by Glossier. I'm happy to see Glossier doing eyeshadows because I think that was a big part of their line that they needed. This is very Glossier. I mean, it totally makes sense for the brand because they're kind of like a no makeup look brand, which is definitely very far from my makeup style. So it's easy pass for me. I haven't seen any videos on this, but I think I saw maybe like on Instagram, some people I follow had tried the eyeshadows, but it wasn't anything I was interested in, so I haven't watched any videos on it. Okay, next thing that I'm tempted by, like I'm tempted to buy this palette because I want to try this brand, but I also know that I don't need this palette, so I did pass on it. This is the Tourmaline Luxury Eyeshadow Palette plus eye pencils from Wayne Goss. So I just think this is such a beautiful glam palette, but I really don't need this because I have the Retro palette from Natasha Denona, and I just know that I have all those shades in my collection already from eyeshadow formulas that I already like. So I'm gonna pass on that, although Wayne Goss did almost get me, and I'm waiting to try his eyeshadow formula. I'm so curious. So yeah, I'd be interested in seeing videos on that. The next thing I'm anti-hauling is another Makeup Revolution collab. This is the Corpse Bride Makeup Revolution collection, and there's shadow palettes, a bunch of them. There's a lipstick collection, brush set, mirror, all of the things. I'm not really a fan of Corpse Bride, but I think that if I was, I'm sure this would be something that really got my attention. So if you're a Corpse Bride fan, let me know, did you pick up that collection? Another franchise collection that I thought about picking up just because I was like, ooh, this is so old school Urban Decay, but then I decided not to, is the Urban Decay and Marvel Studio Eternals collection. The eyeshadow palette was $65. And there's 15 new shades. The Afterglow illuminating highlighters really didn't catch my attention. And then there were some really pretty waterproof eyeliner pencils for $22. I have so many ColourPop eyeliners that I have no business buying eyeliners. I've kind of told myself I need to not buy anymore. And then the shadow palette was cute, but the color story just really didn't appeal to me. So yeah, I ended up passing on that collection. Okay, next thing that was an easy pass is this new eyeshadow palette from House Labs. It's called Love for Sale, and it includes 18 shades inspired by Tony Bennett and Lady Gaga's Love for Sale album. $48, 9 plush mattes, 4 multi-dimensional metallics, 4 luster shimmers, 1 universal champagne sheer sparkle topper. I've never been like a hardcore Lady Gaga fan. I know she has a massive fan base. This palette doesn't seem like her vibe, but maybe it makes sense with the album. I'm not really like that musically inclined where I know what the music from this album sounds like or anything like that, so I really don't have an opinion. But just looking at the palette, it reminds me of something that maybe ColourPop has already done. I think it's like that sandstone palette they have. Kind of gives me that vibe, so I would say probably go for that because it's probably more affordable than a $48 House Labs palette. But I don't know, I think it's fun to see a neutral palette from her, but honestly, that product line, I was really expecting something really, really cool and different. I mean, she wore a meat dress, for God's sake. I was expecting something really avant-garde from her makeup-wise, but none of it appeals to me, so it's an easy pass. Okay, so this collection by insert name here and Hello Kitty, which is like a collaboration, really made me laugh because I think I was watching Teresa's Dead's new makeup releases, and she said, I don't get it because Hello Kitty doesn't have any hair. And that just cracked me up because it's kind of true. I mean, it is true. It's not kind of true. It is true. She doesn't have any hair. She's got whiskers. I'm guessing they're kind of going for like an anime vibe. I don't know, but there's a bunch of stuff. It looks like they've got some space buns. There's a waver. There's a quick slick $22 apple scented like hair product, kitty brush. PR box is $178. That seems like a lot of money for some space buns and a hair waver, but hey, to each their own. It's going to be a pass for me, but definitely let me know if you were interested in that. Next, we have this collection from Chantecaille. This is their holiday collection, and there is a highlighter balm for $110. There's an eye sheen for $75 and a pearl blush for $75. So I have a few things from Chantecaille because back in the day, Look Fantastic and Chantecaille invited me to like a masterclass, so I have a few of their products. And don't get me wrong, I love luxury makeup and I don't mind spending money on luxury makeup. Just watch my video from Monday with the Gucci Beauty eyeshadow palette. I really don't have a problem with it if it's worth it. It's just like, to me, these shades look like they would be so ashy on me, so it's an easy pass on that collection for me. Okay, we have, I didn't even know this was out. So we have a brand from Toni Braxton, Ulta's new brand, Nude Sugar by Toni Braxton, vegan body care line. That's interesting. I mean, listen, I love me some Toni Braxton, but is she still relevant? Like, I don't know. This is giving me very much like Alicia Keys vibes when she did the skincare line with like e.l.f., but it's not e.l.f. It's called like Keys or something. I can't remember. I've seen the display for it at my Ulta store. I haven't been tempted to buy it. It's kind of like in the luxury section of Ulta. It's weird. Anyway, this thing comes with a refined sugar hair mist. She's got a body mist. She's got body lotion. She's got all kinds of stuff. Pretty high-end pricing. It's an easy pass for me on that. Okay, guys, so the next thing I'm anti-hauling is something that almost got me. It almost did just because the packaging, but I did end up ultimately passing on them. It's the mini palettes from Too Faced. The one I'm looking at is called the Forbidden Fruitcake, and this is $27. And then they did another one. I think it's like a hot cocoa one. I'll put up the picture. I think I saw both of these in store. And once I saw them in person, it was easier for me to talk myself out of it. It's just sometimes when you see things online, the photos make them look so appealing, so it's so easy to fall for. But in the end, I was very happy with my Cinnamon Swirl palette, and I decided I didn't need to buy any of the mini palettes. Plus, I don't have time to feature them on my channel anyway, so yeah, easy pass on that. Next, we have the Jeffree Star collection, the fall collection. So he basically did a like orange monochromatic themed collection. So we have the Prick palette for $52, 18 shades. We've got the Velour liquid lipsticks, Supreme glossy lipsticks, and then there's a bunch of other stuff too. I personally didn't think this palette was that exciting. Some of the lip colors are pretty because you guys know I love orange and like corals and nudes and nudie orange lipsticks. So I thought those were kind of interesting, but overall it was easy for me to pass on that collection. Next thing I'm anti-hauling are these Danessa Myricks Chrome Flakes. I had such a horrible time with her Twin Flames that honestly kind of made me not want to buy anything from the brand anytime soon, because I spent like over $100 buying like her iridescent Twin Flames collection, and I just did not enjoy the texture of those liquid shadows. So to me, this looks very similar to that, and it was an easy pass on that. Next, another ColourPop collection I passed on in the month of September is the Plush Like Me collection. This is a 90s inspired collection. There were some blush sticks, eyeshadow palettes, lipsticks, and all of the things, and it's a very neutral palette, which don't get me wrong, I love a good neutral palette. I just played with the ABH Primrose palette, and that one was really good. I would watch my video on that if you haven't, but this collection is beautiful, and honestly, if I was strictly buying ColourPop all day every day, it would be fun to have it as a collector, but it's not something I needed anytime this century. So easy pass. I also did end up passing on the new LYS collection. So they did a like highlighter collection. It's called Glow Beyond, and there was a liquid highlighter, and they also did some highlighter powders and a Bright and Glow hydrating serum. I feel like I have this type of product from other brands that I already enjoy. So even though I think this is stunning and a great addition to their lineup, it was an easy pass for me. I didn't see a lot of people talk about this, but the NYX and Sex Education collaboration. Now, this is a show. I haven't seen it. It is on Netflix, but I did see some people roasting like the names of the products and stuff like that. So, for example, we have the Always On Top Matte Setting Spray and the Juicy Secret Butter Lip Gloss, or the Bush Tamer Brow Glue. Like some very scandalous names, maybe appropriate to the show. I haven't seen the show, so I have no idea, but I feel like a lot of people missed out on the opportunity to roast this collection, because I do watch a lot of new makeup releases videos, and I didn't really hear anybody mention this, but yeah, kind of a weird collection from NYX, I'm not gonna lie, but easy pass for me. I did end up passing on the Juvia's Place skincare. They launched a bunch of products. I know my friend Angie is working on a video where she actually got the whole thing, I think, in PR. So she's using Juvia's Place exclusively for a month, and then she's gonna give us like a review. So I'm very, very excited, because I do trust Angie, of course. And so I'm excited to see what her thoughts are. But honestly, I have so much skincare that I've bought backups of that are products that are tried and true that work well for me. So I don't really plan on making any changes to my skincare routine anytime soon. So it's an easy pass on that. Melt Cosmetics launched a lip pencil line. So this is the Perfectionist Ultra Precision Lip Pencils, and they're wooden pencils that allow you to sharpen an extreme exact point, which I love. And I love the shades they chose. I can definitely see them expanding this. I have a lip pencil set that I bought from ColourPop when they did a holiday collection. I think last year or something, and I barely used lip pencils, if I'm being honest. I know some people use lip pencils with like every single time they put on a lip, but that's not me. Maybe it's something I can work towards, because maybe that would be a good way for me to use up some of my lip pencils, but they're not something that I use every day, so I'm gonna pass on that. And then we have NARS Holiday. I mean, they've done so many things, I can't even keep up, but they did do this face palette. I'm not really sure what it's called, but I know that some of this launched on Sephora as like a Rouge exclusive, and quite a few people bought it. But I just bought the palette that they did for Ulta that had some of their permanent blush shades in it, so I really don't need to buy any more things from NARS at this moment in time. We also have Nikki Tutorials' new brand. I haven't seen anybody that I follow on YouTube talk about this. I don't know if it got sent out in PR, but the brand is called Nimya, I believe, and it's a beauty and skincare brand by Nikki Tutorials. It looks like she started off with skincare, so I would be very curious to hear what people's thoughts are on the collection, but it was an easy pass for me. I also passed on the new Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Eyeshadow Primer. I don't know, I like my eyeshadow primers to have like a color to them, because it kind of neutralizes my eyelid and I think it helps the eyeshadows pop, so that was an easy pass. I also passed on the new Fenty eyeshadow palette and the Diamond Bomb Triple Drip All Over Diamond Veil palette. I have one of her Diamond Bombs and I like it, but not enough to own like a whole palette, so that was an easy pass. I also passed on the new Hip Dot Game Night collection. So they did a Game Night collection which consisted of a Monopoly palette, a Ouija board, and a Play-Doh palette. I did see the Ouija board palette and the Play-Doh one, I think, are on Ulta now, and honestly the color story of the Ouija board one is tempting, because I just want to try the brand to see what their eyeshadow formula is like, but not tempting enough to actually go ahead and make the purchase, so I did pass on that as well. Okay, I also passed on this MAC collection. People were going nuts for this. This is the Tempting Fate collection, because honestly the packaging is really beautiful and the photos that MAC released are so aesthetically pleasing. Like if you love this like brocade patterned, like very opulent makeup packaging, you'd be into this. But when I actually saw the palettes in person, minus like the beautiful purple backgrounds and things like that, they just look like regular eyeshadow palettes. The palette reminded me of the palette from Flower Beauty that everybody loves. What is it called? I know I have it in my makeup collection. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, here it is. Is it the Jungle? Yeah. It kind of, the shades kind of reminded me of this palette, so I'm like, okay, I already have like a drugstore version. I don't need to buy the palette, so yeah, it was an easy pass on that for me. Here's something I really wanted, but I decided to pass on. It's the new liquid blushes from Milk Makeup. These are the Bionic liquid blushes, and they're basically sheer blushes with like a beautiful flush, and like they have like a sheen to them from what I could tell. But I don't know, with Milk Makeup, I don't love their products. Like some of them are okay, but I don't love them. So I'd rather see like a video or something. I haven't really seen anybody talk about them or rave about them. So it was an easy pass in the end for that for me. Oh my gosh, these Tom Ford blush duos were so tempting. I even saw them on sale at Nordstrom. I think there was like a price matching happening. They were probably on sale somewhere else. So I saw them on sale for about $70, but honestly, like I just couldn't, I just couldn't do it, and I just couldn't make a choice. So I decided to pass on the whole thing, but I do think it's a beautiful color story and collection, and if I had all the money in the world, I would totally pick that up. Okay, I also passed on this new palette from Sugar Pill. So they did their fun size palette like part 2, and I will say I love the shade Grind and Button Mash. Those two really caught my attention, and I love the packaging with the little kitty and the little boba, and it's so cute. But I had to tell myself no, because I didn't even really love the first one, so what would be the point of getting the second one? So I did decide to go ahead and pass on that. Also, Urban Decay's new Naked Cyber palette. I don't even know if we can call this new because they launched that Eternals palette and you could buy the Eternals palette on Ulta and Sephora, but this Naked palette is taking forever to get to retailers. So I did see it's available on Ulta's website, but it hasn't launched at Sephora yet. Either way, I feel like the more swatches I see of this palette, it's just not looking good, and I think the packaging is gorgeous, but oh my god, the eyeshadows look like trash, so I'm gonna go ahead and pass on those. We also had a eyeshadow collection that M Cosmetics launched. They launched the Cosmic Pearls by M Cosmetics, inspired by the celestial world of galaxies and supernovas. I mean, these just look like really beautiful foil shadows. They look like eyeshadows that Urban Decay has been making for like the last 10 years. So why on earth you would want to buy these for $26 a pop blows my mind. But I know there's people out there that really like M Cosmetics, so hey, more power to you. Okay, we also have the DC and Makeup Revolution collab. I actually saw this at my local Target, and honestly, it's so boring. I don't even want to talk about it. We also had the BH Cosmetics and Iggy collab. This launched in the month of when? When did this launch? Available now. It launched August 27th. So since I missed my August anti-haul, I didn't get to feature it in an anti-haul, but they had quite a few things. There were a couple of eyeshadow palettes. There was a face palette, all of the things. I wasn't really interested in any of it. I did see my local Ulta store had the eyeshadow palettes and I wasn't interested. So again, easy pass on that. Okay, I thought this was really cute. I haven't tried anything from Trixie Cosmetics, but they launched the Plant Gay collection, and it had this really cute eyeshadow palette. There was some lip gloss, and we've got a PR box, a mirror, bucket hat, all of the things. I know my friend Betsy bought this palette. I can't remember if she posted a video. I don't think I watched it, but I did ultimately end up passing on it, even though I thought it was really cute, and that's okay to do. I also passed on this collection. This is a collaboration between the brand Beauty Creations and El Torres Beauty, I believe. And I believe this is a Hispanic influencer. I'm not 100% sure, but the collection was very colorful and affordable. And I remember seeing stuff about the launch, and I think a lot of people were really excited about the collection. So if you did pick it up, let me know, did it live up to your expectations? We also had a Zodiac collection from ColourPop. They did 12 palettes for the different Zodiac signs. That one was an easy pass for me as well. Oh, we also had the I Heart Revolution and Fruity Pebbles collab, Cocoa Pebbles collab. Oh my gosh, I just remember everybody roasting them for that. I thought that was pretty funny. Next we had a Charlotte Tilbury collection. So she launched the Super Nudes collection. There was a Glowgasm face palette, which I know a lot of people were disappointed that she only did one palette, and it's so hard to tell from the pictures like what skin tone this is gonna suit. I know my friend Heather has the other Glowgasm. She did like two of them last, like a couple of years ago maybe. There was like a Lovegasm and a Like-gasm or some shit, and Heather loves that palette. I actually used to own it and I didn't like it, so I decluttered it. So I know Heather was hoping that she would do more than one color story, and I totally agree. And then she did a nude eyeshadow palette. It's all matte for $57. That's a little bit boring for me. I did buy Charlotte Tilbury's holiday palette and I thought that was really nice, but that collection was an easy pass for me. So many things have launched in the last 2 months. It's so funny. ColourPop also launched a Y2K collection. So this one was really pretty. It had like really beautiful pastels, and I was honestly low-key tempted, but then I remembered that there were some palettes, these ones. I had bought these three from whatever this collection was, and I haven't even tried these. So I had to tell myself, like, Karen, really? Are you gonna buy more of those 5-pan palettes when you haven't even tried the ones you have? So I did pass on that collection, but it was really, really pretty in my opinion. OPV launched the Bloom palette. I think Angie got this in PR and did a video. So that was fun, but again, easy pass. Pretty color story though. I'm trying to speed up now because I'm on August 10th, so we're getting close to the end, but I feel like I've been filming for about an hour. So Kylie launched her 24K birthday collection. It's just a big old neutral gold palette, and again, I try to give as little money as possible to the Kardashians and the Jenners, so easy pass on that. Okay, we also had a nude collection from ColourPop. They did blush quads and eyeshadows, 6 eyeshadow quads and 4 blush quads. And I don't know, I think that was a perfect appeal to the neutral lovers, but it was an easy pass for me. We also had these Bounce Liquid Whipped Cream blushes from Beauty Blender. I was kind of interested in them at first, but I did decide to pass, and I don't know if people ended up buying them. What did they think? I didn't really see any videos, so I'm guessing that collection kind of faded into the background, as most collections end up doing. Ooh, let's talk about this palette. So this is the Vanity Makeup Cosmetics Signature palette, and I hadn't heard of this brand, but I did see a lot of my favorite luxury channels end up buying this because it's a $95 palette, and it's beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful, beautiful neutral palette. 6 buttery mattes, 3 intense shimmers, 3 diamond sparkles. It kind of reminds me of a palette that like Kim Kardashian would have made, if I'm being honest. So it didn't really appeal to me. Plus, I mean, sometimes I buy ridiculous things just so I can create a review, because I do see the value in a tan girl friendly review if it's like a hype luxury palette. So I was very curious, but I think people like this palette. I'm not really sure. I'm definitely not interested in buying it now after all this time has gone by, but you guys will have to tell me, did you see any videos on it? What did people think? Let me know in the comments, because it's fun to chat about overhyped, overpriced makeup. We also had the Wet n Wild Saved by the Bell collection. Again, I saw this collection in store. Me and Heather actually saw it when we were at Ulta in Fargo when she was visiting. And we thought it was fun to look at, but definitely not something that caught our eye as far as actually parting with our money. So it was an easy pass on that for me as well. I did used to watch Saved by the Bell, but I don't think I was like personally like really into it that much. So yeah, I didn't want to pick that up either. So that is it for my anti-haul video. I hope you had fun. It was really fun to go back and look at like 2 months worth of makeup. I feel like 2-3 years ago that might have been a year's worth of makeup launches, but you know, the makeup industry never really sleeps anymore, so we're always getting new collections and collaborations, and it's a lot of fun to kind of talk about the things we didn't buy. So let me know if there's anything that has launched recently that you think is awful, because I love hearing you guys' thoughts. Leave me a heart emoji if you made it to the end of this video, because I'm sure it's super duper long, which is fine because I love long videos. But thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in my October anti-haul soon-ish. Hopefully I'll be able to get that filmed for you guys, and that's all for now. So I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.